when he was 19. He had testicular cancer. He had surgery, and then he had chemo from April till November, and they gave him a 50% chance of survival if he survived the chemo. Took him 6 months before he could shower himself, and he was well enough again to go to his centre. Then he had 2 good years, and then 12 months ago he had sinus surgery, and they found a white growth right up his nose and into a sinus, and he had lymphoma. At the same week he was diagnosed with lymphoma, he was also offered a place in independent living in a house. Yeah. So we ummed and ahed, but we accepted the house, and they had the house on hold while he had his treatment. So he had 5 weeks of radiotherapy, and then they decided that he needed chemo. When it was 1 day every 3 weeks, you know, he would be not well for a week and then slowly recover. But 3 months in the Austin hospital was a long time, and he went in 2 weeks before Christmas. Thank you. When he wanted to go to the toilet and he didn't have a lot of control, so he used to cry. So his dad and I took turns sleeping at the Austin every night so that he had someone all the time available. If you asked Luke, how are you? He always said, I'm good, thanks. But he also realised that we did not talk about the treatment. We talked about his friends and where we were going and what holidays we'd been on. We talked about all sorts of things, and anyone asked him about his treatment, he used to say, we don't talk about that. Luke was not eating anything in those days. All he could keep down was a yoghurt. Once his weight dropped from 67 kilo down to 50 kilo, they didn't want him to lose any more condition, so then he had intravenous feeding.
Advice. Sister.
His radiotherapy doctor, he said to Luke, Luke, you're a star. He said, I have other young men your age group who come in here for radiotherapy. And he said they get halfway through and they say, Doctor, we can't do this anymore. It's too much. He said, they're wusses. He said, you have never complained. He said, you come every day and you have your treatment. And he said, you're amazing. And in February, he had a blood test, and they said he was all clear. And he came home, we had a bottle of wine and his favourite pasta, and we said, oh, well, you're going to stay home with us? And he said, no, thanks, Mum. I'll go to my house now. And he's been in his house since. We're very proud of Luke, as we are of all our children, but Luke seems to have had, had a tougher time. So that's why he's our superhero. He's gone through all this, and yet he's now in independent living at 27.
I love you, Mum.
Oh, I love you too, Luke.
Yes, Mum.
My best boy.